Hey, this is Joseph. I just want to let you know that you're missing out on a lot of my content. In fact, from 2016 onwards, my podcasts have bonus extensions, including hypnosis to accompany the subject I'm talking about on many of them. As well as that, you're missing out on 186 plus hypnosis sessions, where half of those are unavailable online or even on the app because they're in day and night version. Also, you're missing out on my 11-lesson confidence program, my Be Your Potential video course, my Happiness Unleashed program, my Freedom from Anxiety program, my Allergy Freedom program. You're missing out on my nighttime transformation hypnosis sessions. You sleep, you transform. As well as that, you're missing out speaking to me in person. I want to ask you questions. I want you to ask me questions. I want to advise you. I want to be able to support you and even do live hypnosis sessions with you. If that's of value to you, go ahead to www.josephclough.info/mindmastery. So today I'm talking to you about how you can let go of negative emotional states as well as negative memories. So are you ready to let go of any negative emotion that you may be experiencing right now, any kind of low feeling that you're experiencing, or to be able to change how you experience past memories or past situations? Now, this technique is so simple yet incredibly powerful in retraining your mind to be able to, you could say, saturate it with positive feelings, or allowing that past memory to no longer have the power it had by overwhelming it and stacking it with positive experiences. This is really exciting. This is something that I use with my clients, and it's very, very helpful and incredibly quick. So what do we do? Okay, so here's what happens. What you do is you consider either the emotional state you're experiencing right now or a negative memory that you wish to be able to take away the energy from. So here's what happens. You consider either one, because you've got to really separate one to another, because maybe you never know, you might be having that negative state because of that negative memory. But really be clear in what one you want to work with. You can do them individually because the process still works, but choose one at the first instance. So it could be either an emotional state you're not quite happy with right now, so the things which are happening in the present, or something in the past, a past memory which you want to be able to overflow with positive experiences. So let's go for the first one. Let's just consider how we'd break down changing your emotional present state. So what you do is you get the feeling or the association of whatever state that is. Say it's a little bit of frustration. Let's consider that one as an analogy to teach you. If you have frustration, you'll be feeling it in your body, whatever emotion it is, but like I said, let's choose frustration to demonstrate. You experience it, and then what you do is you imagine what that feeling is like in your mind. Okay, so how you associate with it. You might have some internal pictures, you might have some sounds like internal self-talk, you'll just have maybe the feeling or a combination of all those and anything else. So as soon as you have that, because you presently experience it, I want you to put it to one side for a second and consider what kind of emotional states which would actually empower you, the things of what you'd like to feel instead. So you could say, well, Joseph, I want to have motivation instead in this situation. So what you do is you consider a time when you were absolutely motivated. And as you consider that time, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you feel. And you experience that. So you really get the same type of hallucination of the positive experience or emotional state that you want. And as you do that, you have that right there. And then you break state and go bring back the old memory again, or sorry, the old present state you want to let go of, and then suddenly go activate that positive motivation. So you got one and then the next one, from negative to positive. And then what I like to do, as you're in that state of positive motivation, because you're recalling it, choose another emotional state that you would like to have. So it could be something like power. So go ahead and consider that emotional state of power. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel the feeling of power which you may have experienced in the past. And as you get that feeling of power, really feel it, turn up the sounds and the feelings, everything about it, and experience it. Then bring back the old state, then get suddenly straight back into that motivation and power. So you've got the two now. And then go ahead and choose another positive state. So that could be something like confidence. Imagine a time when you were absolutely confident. Go back to that time, see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, and feel that confidence. And then bring back the old one, the old present state which you no longer want, and suddenly kick straight into the first emotion, then the second emotion, and then the third emotion. And then go ahead and do the exact same process. You choose either another emotional state which empowers you, or the same one if you'd like to increase it. And that means what you're doing is you have the negative, and then you go suddenly into the second, third, and fourth, and fifth powerful emotional state. And then you do it again. You go back to the old one and go to the first and second and third and fourth and fifth and powerful state. Sometimes you can have more than 5, but I think 5 is a good number. So that means all we're doing is we're cycling through from negative to stacking up a positive, a positive, a positive, and positive. And then you go to a negative and you go positive, 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 and positive. And you repeat the exact same process. And what happens is your positive states begin to overwhelm the negative state. It decreases the negative state because you're putting more intensity, positive intensity and emotion over the negative. Because you only had one state, but now we're stacking it up with amazingly powerful emotions. If you do that for about 5 or 10 minutes, you will find it very hard to recall the old emotion because you're trained up your unconscious mind that every time you feel this negative emotion, suddenly these 5 power states kick in. It's retraining how your mind works. And we can do this for the exact same thing of past memories. You think of that past memory, which you don't really like. So it could be maybe something you let's just say you failed at an interview or something, and then you choose one empowering memory which you got lots of learnings from, which you feel really good about, and you do the exact same thing. You think of the old memory you want to let go of, and then you stack it up with the positive memory. Then you choose another empowering memory, and then you do the exact same process. You go negative to the positive, and you choose another one. So you go negative to the positive memory, positive memory, positive memory. And you keep on scaling it up to the power 5 again. So that means every time you think of a negative memory, your brain begins to recall, and the sequence happens that it triggers it off one by one to that power memories, which allows you to leave you in a more powerful, resourceful state. So what we're doing here is we're telling our system that every time we experience that negative emotion or we think about that negative memory, we suddenly kick in the power states or the power memories that lead you to a more resourceful state and greatly diminish either the negative state or the negative memory. Trust me, try it out. Continue to do it for a period of time, and you will begin to overwhelm that old state and only leave the empowering, resourceful states or memories which will allow you to serve you in the future. So I hope you enjoyed that technique. It's really powerful. And yeah, really go ahead and test it out. Have the most wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Many thanks and goodbye. Now, if you've enjoyed this podcast, this audio, or any one of my previous audios, I was wondering if you can do me a favor, because I really want to help as many people as possible and keep on providing these free audios. I'm going to be trying to step it up, produce more, and give more. But in return, I would love it if you could go ahead, and if you're listening to this on my podcast, to go to iTunes and leave a review, and even better, leave a review and subscribe to the podcast. I'll tell you why. Because if you do that, it just means the podcast gets higher ranked, and that means, which is my ultimate ambition, is more people will get access to these audios, and together we can actually pay it forward and help so many people throughout all these free audios. And if you're listening to this on the app, go ahead and leave a review. And even on top of that, you can always go to the app notifications and accept push notifications. And that just means you'll get notified as soon as I push out one of these audios. So if you could do those 2 things for me, I would be so grateful, because that means by subscribing to iTunes, leaving a review on iTunes, as well as leaving a review on the app, it just means we can reach so many people together. That's my mission, and I want to help as many people as possible. So if you could do that, that would be absolutely epic of you, and I'd be so grateful. And as a special way of saying thank you to you for leaving a review and subscribing to the podcast and so on, go ahead and go to www.josephclough.info and you'll find some great gifts that you can actually go ahead and download. So go to www.josephclough.info and you'll be able to find all the information there. So thank you for your support in helping me help others. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Many thanks and goodbye. This episode was brought to you by Mind Mastery, where you get to personally get access to me so I can answer your questions and coach you and do hypnosis with you to get the success that you desire. Not only that, but you get over 186 hypnosis sessions in day and night version, where half of these are unavailable anywhere online or on the app or the podcast. And you also get all my audio courses, the Complete Confidence, the Happiness Unleashed, the Anxiety Freedom, and the Be Your Potential video course, and so much more. If you want to support the show, if you want to be able to transform your life, go ahead and visit josephclough.info/mindmastery.